Hey everybody, this is Paolo the Mundo. I am the head of application security at the Motley Fool. And like a lot of you, I'm very much involved in our vulnerability management, thinking about risk, thinking about how can we stop being owned by hackers. Vulnerability management is something that is kind of difficult, right? Because you have to understand the vulnerability. You have to understand the context within your organization. You can't just throw things over the wall and expect developers to fix things, right? One thing they absolutely hate is being told, "Oh, you have to fix this. You have to spend hours, but it's for an asset that doesn't matter," right? So I spend a lot of time trying to answer these questions. A lot of them are answered by our tools, right? Like, what is the vulnerability? How can it be exploited? But a lot of it also depends on organizational context. Who owns the asset? Who can access it? When should it be fixed, right? Based on our threat model. And I spend anywhere from 15 to an hour just trying to understand these questions so that I can give the right signal to our developers and our ops people. And right now, I want to show you how I'm able to do this using our AI tools, how we can get it down to a manageable number. And sometimes in a matter of seconds, I can already provide all the answers to these questions. All right, so I got tired of copying and pasting everything into ChatGPT. I discovered this browser called Dia. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. It's an AI browser. There are several in the market now. But what it does is it allows your AI to see the context of your browser, right? So I can ask anything about this vulnerability that I'm seeing in SAMGREP. And so I've created a few shortcuts that will speed up this process. The one I like the most is Vuln ELI 15. ELI 15, as you know, is explain it like I'm 15, right? And I find that really useful. I'm 43 years old, but I still like things to be explained to me as simple as possible. So I like this prompt. And so you'll see here, right? Reading this from SAMGREP, you can get a lot of the details here, but what I like about this prompt is it did some research for me in the background. SendGrep doesn't have a payload, right, that I can insert into my app to show me what possible payloads a hacker might use. But as you can see here, my bot was able to do that for me. Now, it's not perfect, right? It might not be correct, but it gives me an idea of like what I can try and what I can use. And you can see here, oh, this is what the URL might look like. This is something that I could probably provide to developers and show them that this is not a pie in the sky issue that might or might not happen. This is the actual thing that, that will get them owned. Providing POCs, providing payloads is very useful. It does the source to sink analysis. It says, oh, the user input is query parameters, and it might end up in these sync type functions, which will essentially get you code execution. So this is an example of something that would have taken me probably 15 to an hour to understand, to see. And now I need to like insert, I need to report it to developers, right? So now I have to understand like who actually owns this. What are the methods? How can I communicate with them, right? Like that's another whole rigmarole that I have to go through. So I created this other skill, which is called security, which I provided it with the context of our organization, right? So like who owns what, right? If this comes from a project that I know, it's owned by this team. So now I'm able to copy, I've exported it to a CLI command that I can simply copy and put into my CLI. It will automatically create the ticket, and therefore I'm able to communicate this risk in a matter of seconds. And it's something that I've never been able to do before. So that's my little spiel. Hopefully you liked it.